Okay, I believe we are live. um, let's see now who we got. Just wanting to double make sure that you can see me and I can see you. So let's find out, shall we? Yeah, I think that we're good. If anyone's in the chat right now, just say something so I know that you're here, and that you can actually see this, because I'm a... What the hell is going on here? I think... I think we're okay. I'm just trying to work this out, because... Shack Attack. Hello, Shack Attack. Nice to meet you. So whoever is in here at the minute, as I can see a few people. Welcome. I am Blade Drummer, as you know, and just as I passed 200 subscribers, I wanted to do a live Q&A, just to chat about random stuff. And so far we have Shack Attack in so far. Nice to meet you, Shack Attack. And I believe... So what I wanted to do basically was do a couple of things, because last time it'd been the first time I'd ever kind of streamed and gone live, and I wasn't really too sure what I was doing. So I was just chatting away, not really too sure what to do. So yeah, basically this is going to be, as you can see my screen here anyway, I think. If you can, that's great. I will get this done. But at least we know it's working. That's the main thing, because there's someone here and there's someone who's coming to the chat. But I just need to check my YouTube to make sure that it's okay. No. Right, we have... Shack Attack still in. Sorry guys, just give me 1 second while I just sort this out, and then we'll be good to go. Shack Attack has got many questions for me. I like that. I like to see that. Skelly 2-Step. Hey, how are you doing? You're going to bear with me 1 second. I say I'm making sure this is working. Obviously it's working because you guys have been talking to me. And I think I'm just worrying for nothing right now. So... I say... We get started with this thing, because I have got a couple of things to do. I'm not going to start off with, say... I've got loads of questions as well on here that I've got from people on Instagram and YouTube and stuff that I will be answering. One thing that I really wanted to do was to do like a tier list kind of thing, like do a couple of those and just, go with you and see what you guys think about my opinions on these and what I rank them as. and then I'll go on to questions and other stuff afterwards. So yeah, we're gonna go on there, and right, all good. So first up, let's see who we've got in. I can't even see. So let's see, Shack Attack, Skelly 2-Step. So Shack Attack and Skelly 2-Step, and anyone else who's in here. What I wanted to do is first off by saying thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and getting me to the 200 mark. It may not be huge in the YouTube world, and you know, to a lot of people it may not seem like a big step. To me, 200 is huge, and the fact that 200 people would see my content as worthy of their time is fantastic, and it really does make me happy. I mean, to wake up to see that I've got past that mark is incredible. And yeah, it's a small step, but it's a small step in the right forward. It's a small step in the right way forward. That's what I meant to say. Also, just to make sure you guys can hear me right, I've got my mic and everything set up, but I just want to make sure that you can, otherwise it just looks like I'm moving my lips and you can't hear me. Thank you, Skelly. I really do appreciate it. It's, yeah, as I said, it's 200 subscribers that, as I said, when I first started this, it was just a little. I guess I literally started it because of the coronavirus. To be honest. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it's working. I started this because of the coronavirus, and I had been meaning to start this before, but I never got round to it. I was too busy, or there was a lot of setup to do that I couldn't be bothered to do, and then obviously we had to be inside, and yeah, I just thought, well, I might as well give it a shot. So I started, and I see all these people, a lot of people who I follow who have huge followings and stuff like that, and you know, it's kind of a pipe dream to get to that point. 1,000 subs is my main goal, and then after that you just let the snowball keep rolling down that hill and see what goes from there. But at the minute, I will be releasing my reviews weekly. Every now and then I might do a mid-week review. It depends. If I've seen two things in a close proximity to each other that I want to review, then I will be doing that. And yeah, so I'm really glad that I started doing this, because it's something that I love to do, and films, games and TV shows are my biggest passion in life. Well, and obviously music. Yeah, Skelly, it is. I didn't really have one before. It was there, and I think I maybe posted one tiny 5-second video on it, and another video that completely went off. I had no idea what I was doing. So you'd watch the video and you'd see a big black screen, and you'd literally see what you're seeing right now, where I would be talking and there'd be the tiny little box in the corner. So yeah, that didn't pan out whatsoever. That really wasn't a channel and it wasn't. I wasn't Blade Drummer then, you know. I was just a random YouTube with just my normal name. Angie News, no, it wasn't Angie News. So then I decided I had to come up with a name. So obviously I came up with Blade Drummer, and then I just went from there, really. And this is my first channel. Technically, this is my first channel, my first actual sort of professional channel. But it takes a lot, you gotta get your banner done. You got to come up with your name. You've got to work on what you're gonna record. What you're gonna do, and you gotta get good in front of the camera. Really, you gotta practice. And editing, obviously, you need to practice that a lot. If you go back to my first video that I did, and you watch that, and then you come all the way to my latest one, I love doing that, seeing the difference. Yes, I'm actually quite embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, but I'm also happy with the changes that have come since when I've started, and happy with my editing skills and the way that I speak to people and how I come across. It's all improved. It's not so much so wooden anymore. And yeah, it's been a good ride. And I just love talking about films, TV, games. Sure, I'd love to talk about more stuff. Close in 110 years. Oh, really? That's a shame. What is it that you do, Skelly? What are your YouTube videos about? I mean, motivation is a huge thing to have, because if you don't have it, it can really, really, put you down and make you not want to do your videos at all. Trust me, from someone who has depression and anxiety, motivation can be really, really down. But I push through it, I push past that. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I don't want to do anything, especially when it's filming day, and I feel nervous and I think that people won't like what I do. But I'm like, nope, do you know what? Screw that. Let's just shoot past it and film and get on with it. And by the time I've done that, I'm already in the mood then, and I'm way past any kind of negative thoughts. And once I've put out what I've put out, and I like it, and I move forward with it. So yeah, and they say you got to have some kind of niche as well in the market. And obviously I do films, games, and TV shows, so maybe I might want to dumb down a bit on that. Vantage type gaming vids. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Because I film my stuff on a Friday, and then I literally spend Saturday and Sunday editing and cross-checking and making sure that every little part is sort of perfect, that no one can sort of pinpoint and be like, oh, that happened or this happened or there was that black screen there for a millisecond or whatever. People do that. They pick that kind of stuff out. But yeah, it's the editing part is the hard part, and by the time I get to the end of releasing my video, I want to pull my hair out, because I've seen my video so many times. Then I almost get to the point when I end up thinking that it's not very good, or it's not very funny anymore. When I first start watching it, and because I don't just review stuff, I do like skits as well, like funny skits. And when I first do it, and I love thinking to myself how I'm going to put everything together, and then when I do, and I put it through all together, and it makes me laugh. And then the more I watch it, the less I laugh. And then by the time it gets to Sunday, when I release my video, I don't like it anymore. But of course, then it's new to people. So, and they find it funny then when I release it to them. So obviously, I try to look past that end thought that I have of that it's not funny, when I know that if I laughed at the beginning, then I'm hoping that everyone else will too. So yeah, it's tricky. 3 times, Jesus Christ. I I'm a bit of a stickler for it. I just go through so many little bits, and then what I'll do is I'll export it. I'll watch it as it properly is, so not on my editing channel or anything like that, like it would be, like everyone else would see it. And I'll watch it, and I will look for so many bits. And if I see something that is so minuscule, I will still then go back to my editing bit just to get rid of it, and then export it again. And I will go back and forth, honestly, until everything is up to kind of my standard as to how I want it to be. And then I will release it and be happy with it. I don't actually think there's been many times where I haven't been happy with my videos. So when you say funtage type gaming videos, Skelly, when you say funtage, I'm not too sure what funtage means. Do you just mean like funny game videos where you just do funny things and you've got memes in it? Because I always thought that, you know, gaming took over YouTube, and that was one of the biggest niches in YouTube. You know, so many people watch gaming videos. I remember when I first started, and I told someone that, you know, I asked someone, how do I increase my viewers, and they just said, "Oh, just make a Minecraft video." And there was no way I was going to do that. A, because I don't like Minecraft, and B, because I'm not going to do something that I don't enjoy just to get viewers. So yeah, it was, you know, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do stuff that I love. That is the main thing. That is the main thing, Skelly, is that if you love what you do, then just keep going. No, I mean, I feel like that's with YouTube in so many instances. All these people that are huge now, they have been going for years, and they've been going back in the day when it was probably earlier to get bigger in YouTube. Some people do get lucky nowadays, if they really do go down to a niche that they know people will be clicking on and stuff like that. Like DIY stuff is quite popular too. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, DIY stuff. I mean, gaming. Yeah, it's still huge. Lots of different bits and bobs that that you can do. So, but yeah, I say don't give up, man. You know, I mean, that is quite a long time since to get to 100, but I don't know, maybe just I mean, you got to just kind of take a step back, look at your videos, and just see if there's any way you can improve them, or what can you do with your titles, descriptions. Are your thumbnails good enough? There's so many different things that come into this, like so many factors that come into YouTube that really do make people want to click on your videos. Unfortunately, you do have to do stuff that makes the YouTube algorithm go, "Oh, that looks good. Let's click that and put it on other people's pages so they can see, you know, they're advertising." And it's so difficult to get to that point where they do that. I still have yet to do so. I mean, I know I've only done it for 5-6 months. I think one of my videos, YouTube did take as kind of a take off, and it was kind of like a mini sort of take off. Because usually my videos get around, like, I don't know, 150, 200, I don't know, 200 to 300 views, I'd say, per video. So some of the ones that have done worse are about 150 maybe. But I recently did a review for Hannibal, and that video has nearly got to 800 views. I don't know where that came from, but when I checked the stats for it, it looks like that YouTube have taken it and they've put it in other Hannibal videos. So naturally, I'm not too sure how that kind of came to fruition, but they just took it and they put it in, bam, it was done, and suddenly it took off a little bit, and yeah, it's close to 800 views, and that is like, wow, that's a lot for me. Like 200 is a lot for me, you know, only being in YouTube for 6 months. It's big, you know. Yeah, vlogging is big. I don't like, vlogging is fine if you've been doing it for kind of years. I don't know, there's always been a part of me that's kind of thought to myself that when you vlog, you make your life try and seem as sort of perfect as possible when it probably isn't. But I guess you still entertain for that certain amount of time, but it's just not me. Okay. Skelly, when was the last time that you uploaded? When did you last put a video on, and how often do you upload? That's another thing as well, because obviously they all, you know, if you've taken a break and you've left for a while, then the algorithms, I guess, it's not going to like you too much. But I don't know. It's a difficult one to say, really. I try to do it every week, so that, again, YouTube knows when I'm uploading, and sort of, you know, how well it's doing. You've got to be consistent. That's another sort of piece of advice I'd say as well. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer a couple of questions, and then we can move on to something else. So let's see. 4 months ago. Dude, honestly, I completely understand where you're coming from with that. As I said before, I have depression and anxiety myself, and I wake up in the morning when I'm about to film, and in my brain, it tells me you're not good enough. There's no point. No one's going to like what you do. And then my anxiety comes in, and just kind of doubles that. And makes me worry more about everything that I do. But it is just about mentally pushing past it and just getting started. Just get that camera on, start filming, do what you need to do, get the clips that you need to get. Once you start doing that, once you start getting in that motion of doing it, you'll be set. You'll be ready to start doing the whole video then, because you've already started. Why would you want to stop? And you know, you're already into it by that point, so you just keep going on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, so I guess that's a bit of advice I can give you. It's not too much. LVI rocks. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Skelly, it's not the only advice I can give you, I guess, at the minute, especially with anxiety. I mean, have you got a goal for your YouTube channel, sorry, or have you literally just made one to post content on just whenever you want about stuff that you like to do, just for a bit of a laugh, or do you actually kind of want to be serious about it? Because I guess if you just no, I get it. I do. It feels weird watching yourself talk. It really does. I get used to it though. I get used to my own face and my voice, because I have to go through Audacity as well to, you know, kind of manipulate my sort of voice and what comes through the mic to make it sound better. And yeah, at the end of the day, Skelly, it's whatever you want to do. If you want to be serious, then you need to be consistent, have good thumbnails, have good titles and descriptions, etc. Look for a good SEO, look at what's trending, and just go from there, really. If you've just made a channel purely for fun, you just want to put game stuff on there or whatever, then it doesn't matter what you're doing, to be honest. You do it because you like doing it. And to be fair, it's the same as if you're serious as well. You know, if you enjoy doing what you're doing, that is probably 90% of it. Because if you don't love what you're doing, there's absolutely no point in doing it. But yeah, you've just got to push past the anxiety, man. I know that sounds really stupid, and mentally, obviously, it's a huge challenge to push past it. As I said, I know. But once you just get that camera on and you start talking, or you start, yeah, okay, right, that's fair enough. No, unique. See, the thing is, mate, is all you need to do, right, is you need to find stuff that is trending. Like, there's, I think that you can Google trending as well. You can look at that. Like, search on YouTube what you might find. Look at the SEO. There's so many different things. If you need, but also if you need somewhere that gives you a good thumbnail maker, I would suggest Canva. They're free, and it's quite easy to make some really good ones. I mean, there's also there's an editing sort of software called GIMP, and don't ask why it's called that. I have no idea. It obviously means something, but I'm not sure. But the name makes me laugh. That's a bit more sort of professional. If you just it takes a bit more of learning to get into that, but once you do, you're golden and you can make some really good thumbnails. Canva is a good start. It really is a good start, and it's very, very helpful for thumbnails. And yeah, there's so many YouTube videos out there where they tell you how to do this stuff and how to go forward. So yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. As I said, once you know what you want to do, and once you've got your niche down, and you know what games you want to talk about or put up, you know, by mashing into different things, then do it. Just go for it head first. Yes, your anxiety might start to push back, but you know, you tell it to piss off. You know, you just tell it to piss off, and you get that camera out, you get that computer turned on, and sit down, and it's the first thing that you need to do to get started. It's almost the same kind of advice as I would give to writers as well, because I'm writing my own book, and it's taken me a while to get started, to start writing my stories. I know what I want to write, but it's getting a while to actually start. And my advice always is just start with one sentence. And once you start with one sentence, you move on to two, and then your brain starts flowing. You start flowing with ideas, and you just type and type and type and type, and you keep going, and that's a really good way of doing it. And it's the same with YouTube. Once you get that computer on and you're editing out, and you know what you want to do, your brain just goes into that mode, and you just keep going on and on until you're finished. And then by the end, you're like, what the hell was I worrying about in the first place? So yeah, that's probably all I could say to you, my man, is to just keep going. Honestly, mate, just keep going. The best of luck to you. Honestly, it's a tough world out there in YouTube, but if you know what you want to do, keep going, and the people will come. They will. if you make stuff that people want to go to and watch, they'll come and watch, and then they'll stay with you and they'll subscribe to you, you know? And that's great. And the fact that, as I said before, that 200 people have done that for me is crazy to think that 200 people would ever want to give their time to watch my videos. It's crazy. Ooh. Right. Well, that's my Blade Drummer's advice out the way. So, let's move on, shall we, to questions. Question time. Now, I have quite a few here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some questions, and then I'm going to move on to my tier list. So basically, if I show you, you can see my screen here. So if I go here, I hope you can see this anyway. Go away, adverts. You can see this tier list here. So we've got a tier list of Marvel, that's what I'm starting with. And my list here of what goes where, basically, and how good I think it is. So, yeah, I think I need to change it, actually, to green. And that to light green. That to red. See, I always think that red's, you know, I'd always say red would be the worst one, you know. Average, I would say, is sort of no good, I would say. Be a nice yellow. Okay. So yeah, so I'll be moving on to that. But first, I want to answer some questions, and there's been quite a lot of questions. I can see a few people are in at the minute. I don't know if everyone who has asked me a question previously is sort of in here to see the answer, but I'm sure they can watch it back and they can see what my answers are later on anyway, because I'll be sort of saving this. Okay, so my first question is from Dark Nature 12. Thank you, Dark Nature. Who says, who or what inspires and motivates you? Ooh, that's a good one. There are loads of different YouTubers that I have watched consistently, and I love them. I think they are fantastic, and they are a huge reason as to why I've done this in the first place and why I want to get bigger. There's a good list. You've got Mr. Gigi. He doesn't necessarily... by the way, before I say these YouTubers, they're not all reviewers or in the... or in the movie or TV or game industry. But it's just their personalities and how quality their content is that really just resonates within me and makes me want to do better. So yeah, Mr. Gigi is a big one, spelled Mista space Gigi. He does review like really bad horror films, and he's hilarious. But a lot of the time, he just talks about what's going on in today's society and talks about a lot of other YouTubers and who's awful and who's good. And he, you know, talks about a lot of different things. But he is fantastic, and he's got such an amazing personality. And I even subscribed to his Patreon because I wanted to see more of his videos, because I just felt like I wasn't getting enough. He is one of the funniest guys that I've seen on YouTube, and I would highly recommend going to sort of check out his channel. Chris Stuckman, he is a big reviewer on YouTube. He is someone that I aspire to be like. Well, not aspire to be like exactly, but I want to be like him, but not exactly like him. I want to be on the same kind of level, but with my own kind of like unique content. Because he, as I said, like I put skits in my videos to differentiate myself between just like Chris does. He literally will sit there and he will review the film then and there, and he'll do one or two little clips. Me, I will do like a skit at first, like a funny skit, loosely based on what I'll be reviewing. And then I'll do my intro, and then a lot of the review is just mostly clips to kind of keep you engaged to watch everything. And then at the end, you see me again, and I'll appear. So yeah, the skits are kind of they're a big thing for me because they keep my channel being a bit different from others, you know. Because a lot of review channels, and I've done the research. I've looked at other review channels, sorry, and they do just talk. That's kind of all they do. They just stand there and they just talk and they give their review, and that's it really. So I thought, well, if I just do that, then I'm literally in the same kind of pool as everyone else. So what can I do to be different? That is a big thing as well, because if you're in the same kind of niche as a lot of other people, you need to be doing something different. So that's the skits are what is sort of I tried to set myself apart from the rest of the crew by doing the skits. So yeah. There's an awesome YouTuber called Nerdynomicon. He does awesome film assessments or analysis, and there are some things about films that I never thought that I would know until I watched him, and it made me think more about certain parts of films that I really enjoyed that I would never have thought about if I hadn't have seen him. So yeah, he's a great one to check out as well. Highly recommend going to sort of see him and watch his analysis on a lot of films. Let's see who else. Matt does fitness. Obviously, that's no reviews at all, but it's his personality and the way he comes across. He is an awesome dude. As I said, he gives a lot of fitness techniques and stuff like that is really helpful. Nothing to do with my channel, but he's just a great guy, and his personality is very infectious, and you want to watch all of his videos. He does a lot of challenges, like 25,000 calorie challenges and stuff like that. But I know I'd never do, but it's interesting to watch him take them on. Austin Burke is another reviewer. He's fantastic as well. Previewed is two guys who react. They're a reaction channel, and they react to, trailers of so many different things, but they do it with all their emotion poured into it. You feel that you can watch something, they could start like tearing up and stuff, and you won't see other people do that, but they put in so much effort into their reviews, their reactions, and it's infectious, and they're very charismatic. Quite low. Very charismatic, and they're definitely worth checking out. So yeah, those would be the people that I would they're the people that inspire me to go and do stuff. And I think another thing that motivates me is when I see their followings, and they're kind of like they're almost like a little tight-knit group, like a little family, because whoever is there as subscribers, they follow those people, and every time they review something or make a video or something, they're always like the first ones to talk to them, and Q&As, they're always straight in, talking back and forth, and it's just it's something that I'd love to do eventually. I'd love to have just like a real tight-knit group of people who obviously like to follow me and watch my reviews and enjoy them, but also who like to talk to me, and you kind of get to know people. You get to know strangers, you know, and they soon become your internet friends. And just having that group would be really nice. So yeah, I guess that's something I'd like to aspire to. As I said, I'd like to aspire to 1,000 subs to kind of start off with, but to get that group of people, thinking about having 1,000 people liking my channel is crazy to start with. Not to mention the people who have like 100,000, have 1 million subscribers, etc. That's crazy. That's beyond what I'd ever dream of, what I'd ever imagined. Let's see. Yeah, I would take questions from chat. Obviously, it's still a Q&A. I've just got like pre-acquired questions that I'm using, and also I take live ones as well. So feel free to chat down and ask me questions in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer those. What game platform do you play on the most, and which system is your favourite? Okay. Honestly, at the minute, I play on my Xbox more than anything else. I did play on my PS4 more until there wasn't. I don't know. I kind of played everything I wanted to. You know, Ghost of Tsushima. I played that and I finished that. I was looking forward to Avengers, but I don't know. Just watching gameplay and stuff, I wasn't that impressed. Multiplayer games like Call of Duty and stuff like that, way too big, like crazy. 200 plus sort of gig for the PlayStation. So I was like, nah, can't bother. And I kind of got bored of COD anyway, even though I'll be getting the new one, but it's not neither here nor there. I'll go on it to play FIFA sometimes. At the minute, I'm probably playing on my Xbox more than anything, but it's only because I'm playing with a very, very close friend of mine, and we play on Elder Scrolls Online every other day. It's kind of like a religion to us now. But we play that a lot, and I have a really good time playing that. So yeah, I would say Xbox at the minute, although I have pre-ordered the PS5, so I will be initially playing on the PS5 for a while at first, then I'll get the Xbox later when they've released like Fable and Halo and stuff like that. It's hard to pick a favourite. Well, for the next gen consoles, for the minute, I don't know, maybe the PS5. I don't know. At the minute, again, it is a tough one. I have been on my PS4 a lot more than I have my Xbox previously, but I don't know. That is an easier answer. I don't know what system is my favourite, because I always get both. For the exclusives, naturally, Sony has better exclusives than Microsoft. Yeah, I mean, I'm a PC gamer too. I just don't play many games on the PC. I've played like Overwatch and stuff on the PC, which I have enjoyed. Shack Attack. What is your favourite dib with cribs? Maybe salsa. Random question, but I'd say salsa. I do like a good salsa. Dib. Just all over those cribs. Love it, mate. Love it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6. That on the next gen should hopefully be awesome just to look at. I do love and I do have a Switch as well. It's quite funny. I did play Animal Crossing for a while. and then I stopped and I sold it. Again, that was a great game to play during COVID. I say during COVID, it's still now, but when it was at its worst, when it was at its peak, and we were all stuck inside, it was such a calming, relaxing game. And I played the new Pokemon games as well. Those were a lot of fun. It's really, what it really was something that I wanted, like Pokemon Red and Blue to look like what Sun and Moon looked like. There's so many new Pokemon out that I have no idea who was in charge of coming up with Pokemon at that time. But yeah, it wasn't great. Let's put it that way. There's a bag of rubbish in it. Literally, it's a bag of rubbish, and it's called Trubbish. How awful is that? And there's an apple, like literally an apple with eyes, and it's called Applin. I mean, oh. To be fair, if you do like Pokemon, check out my Pokemon Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield. Did I say Sun and Moon? My God. There's so many different versions. I'm so confused. Check out my Sword and Shield review, which I do quite a funny skit at the beginning of, and then I talk about these issues that I had with the game, but I did still quite enjoy it to some level. So, yeah. Right. So those are questions I've answered. Let's go on to the next question, shall we? Okay. No, Skelly. Don't tell me that you like Trubbish. All right, I can't be dealing with the fact that you like a bag of rubbish that's called Trubbish. All right, don't be bringing that. Don't be bringing that negativity here. Okay, I can't deal with the Trubbish. No. To be fair, for me, it's about the it's all about the Gen 1. First 150 Pokemon, or 151, sorry. Perfect, right? Love them. I know you can say some of them weren't that greatly named. But they were still the originals, and they were still the best by far. Gen 2, Gen 3, I enjoyed as well. It started getting a bit too much. There's like a pair of keys, and it's called Klefki. Like, what's that all about? What is that all about? I don't know, but hey, you got apple called Applin, bag of rubbish called Trubbish, and a set of keys called Klefki. Like, nah, leave it out. Trubbish is not cute. It's a bag of rubbish, okay? Let's see. Okay, anyway, sorry, I was just finding my next question. Okay, so Arkanator 65, interesting name. What is your top 5 favourite films? Well, that's an interesting question. My first, I guess in no order. I guess, well, in order to start with, because the Lord of the Rings trilogy is my favourite trilogy of all time. It's like the perfect 3 films, the perfect fantasy films, and I'll put those all together as a trilogy for one film. So then I've got options for others, and these are in no order. I mean, this is off the top of my head. If I have more time to think about this stuff, I could probably come up with a better list that's actually in order. And I would, because I'm a huge Marvel fan, I guess the whole Marvel universe, right, is in its own kind of league. It's in its own realm, right? So we're just talking about other films here. Otherwise, I would put quite a few of the Marvel films in my top 5. But I would say, after Lord of the Rings, I would say The Raid 2. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's so many other films out there that are better than The Raid 2, and you'd be right. However, if you're looking for incredible action and what is quite possibly the best choreographed fighting that you've ever seen in any film, then The Raid 2 is it. Obviously, watch The Raid 1 as well. That's incredible fighting as well. But just watch both of them and you'll see where I'm coming from, unless you already have seen them, in which case you'll know what I'm talking about. But they were just, beautiful. There were some fight scenes in there that left me absolutely speechless. And yeah, it's 100% worth going to check out. Honestly, 100% worth going to check out. Another one off the top of my head. I would say Whiplash. And if you're not sure what Whiplash is, it's about a boy, or a guy, called Andrew, and that is good. And he plays the drums, and he aspires to be in this specific teacher's sort of jazz band. Not so much a jazz band, I think it's kind of jazz band. And when he gets in with him in the band, he realizes the levels that he will go to in order to try and be one of the greats. And it's not nice for him because the teacher is so incredibly hard on him, to the point of like psychological damage. He's psychologically damaging to him, physically sometimes as well, putting so much pressure on him to do well for his band, because he's got such high standards that he pushes Andrew to new kind of heights that he never thought he'd go to, and to the extent that he will go to in order to become great. Absolutely incredible acting as well. Fantastic acting, and it just made me want to play the drums even more, to be fair, because as you've probably guessed from my name, I am a drummer as well. So it's cool to see that. It's cool to see a film about a drummer, but a very, very well put together film about a drummer. Okay, so another film. This shouldn't be. I say this shouldn't be difficult. It should, because there are so many amazing films. I'm probably going to say my next one will be Sin City. I absolutely adore Sin City. It is so artistically beautiful. The mini stories in it are just fantastic. They are beautiful to look at and violent as hell, but it's all done in black and white, and that's what makes it artistic. And there's little certain elements about it that are just incredible. But what I love is that because it's black and white, there are certain times when little parts of people or blood or whatever are in colour, and it just lights up the screen. Honestly, it just, in contrast to the black and white, it just looks so beautiful. So yeah, again, if you haven't seen Sin City, I would highly recommend going to watch it. All the mini stories are fantastic, very well acted, and yeah, just brilliant. Altogether, very, very well put together film. And the second one was okay. I was really excited for the second one, but it didn't hold a flame to the first one, unfortunately. But it's still, I would still say it's worth a watch. Just don't expect the same kind of awesomeness that you did get from the first Sin City. Okay, so next up, my last one of the 5. As I said, these are in no order, and I would properly do I'd rather maybe do like a top 10, if anything. The last one I would probably say is Inglourious Basterds. Now, I'm a huge Tarantino fan. I love all of his films. Fantastic. And you might be thinking, oh, why is it not Pulp Fiction or, so many other, or Django or anything like that, or Reservoir Dogs or anything like that. There's so many great films that he's done. Just Inglourious Basterds just spoke to me on a different level. I love Tarantino's take on war and how it could have been so different had certain little things happened. Obviously, I doubt there will be certain things that would have happened in the war, but it's his portrayal of it that's just so fantastic and on point. It's very violent. It's got so many great actors in it. It's got Christoph Waltz, who is one of my favourite actors ever. He is unbelievably good in this film. It's probably his best role to date. Maybe Django. Django's very close, but Inglourious Basterds, he is this charming psychopath. He's one of the Nazis who hunts Jews, and he's so intelligent, but he's very charming at the same time. And watching any kind of dialogue with him, with anyone else, it's just fantastic, and it puts you on edge at all times. Brad Pitt, he's brilliant in it as well. So that's definitely another film to watch. Okay, so I think that's let's see. Okay, so let's go for another question. So from SJ Fordham, thank you for your question. What films have punched you in the gut and made you cry with happiness or sadness? Wow, that's a good one. Do you know what? I would say there have been a few, honestly. There have been quite a few that have made me tear up a lot. I don't cry very often at films. It really depends. But if I had to say a few, Pursuit of Happiness is one. Brilliant film. Jesus Christ, that made me weep like a baby. Avengers Endgame. That made me cry with happiness and sadness at the same time. Like, my emotions were just all over the place with that. Because I was crying with happiness. Like, honestly, I was honestly so excited for that film. I went to see it at midnight, and yeah, just the inner nerd just came out at full force, and I was so happy about what happened in that. What happened in that film. And then nearer to the end, it made me cry with sadness. I assume most people have seen it now, so I don't. Is it worth spoiling? It probably is, but you probably know what's happened if you've seen it anyway, which you have. If you haven't, I won't say why, but you probably know the reasons of why. If you've seen it, you know the reasons why I've cried with happiness and I've cried by being upset at the same time. I Am Legend is another one. If you've seen that, when his dog dies, oh my god, that punched me in the gut. That really hit me hard. And then afterwards, when his dog's gone, and he walks into one of the shops where there's all the mannequins who he usually speaks to, and he just looks at one of them and he's like, "Please say hello to me." And that just straight in the chest. That made me like cry. Horrendous. Will Smith is just a fantastic actor. At least he was more back then. He was doing better films back then anyway. Like iRobot as well, which is fantastic. Another one, I would say Toy Story 3. The part where they're all going down into the incinerator and they're holding hands. Oh my god. When they're going down the incinerator and they're holding hands. Jesus Christ. I was welling up. I was like, you can't do this to my toys. You can't do this. And that was horrendous. And then they got saved and I was like, whoo, that was close. So yeah, that was another one. Do love Toy Story though. Toy Story 4 I thought was the weakest of the lot. I didn't think that it was necessary. You know, it's just a cash grab at the end of the day. Yes, it was still perfectly fine and whatever, but they could have ended it at 3 quite easily and been fine and had a fantastic trilogy of films. But 4 was just a cash grab. Another film that's made me cry or with happiness and sadness. I would say I don't know if A Star Is Born is another one that did it to me. The new one, which with Lady Gaga in it. There was one specific point in that nearer to the end that, oh my god, it absolutely just ripped my heart out. It was so upsetting. I couldn't take it anymore. I mean, there's a point that's really sad, but then it just keeps upping the ante, and it just makes it more sad and more, and it's like, oh my god, can you stop? Like, I can't take this anymore. I'm gonna burst out crying in front of everyone in the cinema if you keep doing this. I can't deal with it. So yeah, that was pretty bad. Good Will Hunting as well. That made me sad. There's certain moments in that. R.I.P. Robin Williams, who is an incredible man. And he's incredible in that film too. As is Matt Damon. But there's certain bits in it that just made me cry of happiness. Sadness. Yeah, more sadness than happiness. And I'd say well up a bit with happiness too. When things were okay at the end. The Green Mile was another one that made me cry with sadness. Jesus Christ, The Green Mile. What a film. What an incredible film that was. It's when he's about to be executed. Man. That was just so bad. It really, really got me. Okay, so that was my answer to those ones. Do you know what? There's not been many games that have made me cry. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's certainly been games that have made me well up. The first Walking Dead game, the first season 2, not season 2, season 1, that made me quite well up, and the choices you had to make near the end, I didn't like that. That was quite upsetting. First Metal Gear Solid, that made me cry. What else? I'm trying to think now. What games have made me like well up or cry? Red Dead Redemption 2. That made me well up quite a bit. In fact, I did almost cry. Because it's such a sad ending. It really is. I can't think of any other games that have made me cry though. If they come to my head later on, I'll say it. Let's see. What else have we got here? That's the point, actually. Skelly, if you've said you've seen Endgame a few times, who's your favourite Avenger? That's a question I'd like to ask you. You. Okay, so next question is from Anthony Bedford. Thank you, Anthony. Who says, what is the most hyped up movie that you've been most disappointed with? Oh, that is a good one. He got me on edge on that one. God, I don't know. Do you know what? I would probably say Avatar. The first Avatar that came out. Not The Last Airbender. No, screw that film. Just the James Cameron Avatar. I really did not like that film. I don't believe there was hype so much, and I don't believe it deserves to be where it is in the charts, in the second highest grossing film ever. I think Endgame definitely deserved it, because it was 20 films that led up to that incredible last film, so justified. Titanic, I did quite like Titanic, but I don't think that it should be there either. I don't know. I would say Avatar is. I remember just watching it. Yes, it was one of the first sort of 3D films, and yes, it looked good for then. I mean, it still looks good now in 4K. But that was it, really. It was just a nice-looking film with a rip-off of Pocahontas' story. And I had no empathy for any of the characters. I did not care. I just didn't care for any of them. And by the end, I was just kind of like, wow, that was really underwhelming. So, yeah. It's going to be Avatar, Anthony. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan at all. That's a tough one. Probably for total badass and hilarious, especially in the third Thor movie. And I'm Norwegian, so it's nice. Yeah, Thor is awesome. Ragnarok is a brilliant film. Loved it. Ragnarok, I absolutely love Ragnarok. Unfortunately, his first two films were not good at all. First one's okay. Second one, The Dark World, is very poor. Was not good. Ragnarok really saved it, and it gave Thor a lot more character, and it put him back on the map, like Winter Soldier did for Captain America. And Captain America is my favourite Avenger, and I love him. And the scene where he's holding Mjolnir at the end of Endgame, oh my god, incredible moment. And it's when he says Avengers Assemble as well. Like, I absolutely lost it when he said that. I think everyone in the cinema did. We were just like, yes, he said it. Yeah, precisely. You don't remember anything from Thor 2 because it was that bad. That's exactly why you don't remember anything from it. That's exactly why. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next Thor, where Jane will be having Mjolnir instead. She becomes worthy. Maybe Thor isn't, like he wasn't in the comics. And then she takes over. I believe in the comics it is actually a female Thor now. As I said, he was a bit of a dick, and he was not worthy anymore, so now she has it. So yeah, female Thor now. Which they might be doing in this film coming up. Who knows? There's a lot of Marvel stuff coming up, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I got some future work coming up. I guess for sort of stop with the questions for a second, just to say what I'm going to be doing in the future. As I said before, someone who I love and who I aspire to be like is like Nerdynomicon, and luckily he managed to get in touch with me, and we now talk on a, not just on YouTube, but we talk on a personal basis as well. And he's a really great guy, and I feel so honoured that he wants to do stuff with me, because I will be doing a podcast with him soon, and we'll be just talking about films in general, and I really cannot wait to do that and get that up for you guys to listen to, because I can talk about films all day. I really, really can. There's another great YouTuber called Not Greg. He's a gaming YouTuber, and he plays all these like small little indie games. He's brilliant. I may be doing a podcast of my own as well. Probably call it Bladecast. And again, that will be getting my friends on, getting people that I respect on, people from YouTube, etc., to talk about all things game, TV, film-wise. So yes, I'm looking forward to doing that as well. It may be possible that I'm making my own channel as well, where due to more people asking for this than I ever thought they would, which would be for me to make a new channel based on me reading stories for people who want to relax or fall asleep listening to. Because apparently I have a really nice voice, and they want to hear me just read to them. And that's so I may do that as well. But who knows? But yeah, there's a few things coming up in the future that I'm really looking forward to get started and get cracking with. I can't wait for you lot to experience it. So yeah, What we got? Oh, I appreciate that. There's another person. And the more people that say it, the more I'm just going to end up doing it, to be honest. Do I watch anime? If so, what is your favourite? Yes, I absolutely adore anime so much. It's another thing that I'd love to talk about, but again, I would have too many subjects on my YouTube channel to talk about, and you do need to niche down a bit more, which I'll be doing soon. But yes, I would love to just talk about anime all day. Favorite? It's a toughie, but I'd have to say One Piece. If you have the time to watch all 926 episodes, I think it is now, it is the best damn anime you'll ever watch in your life. It takes you on such an incredible adventure, and you experience every single emotion possible while being on that. And you're, as I said, you've watched it for so long that you just get sucked into their world, and you forget about everything that's going on in reality, and you just feel like you're on this adventure with them, and it's just incredible. It really, really is. For something a bit shorter that I love, I think Hunter x Hunter is another one of my favourites. Absolutely adore that show so much. I really wish that there was more, but it doesn't look like there's going to be, and it is, well, it's really annoying, basically. I wish that they would do more, because the show is incredible. At the moment, I'm currently watching 7 Deadly Sins on Netflix, which is another fantastic anime. If you haven't seen that, I'd 100% recommend watching it. Naruto is quite close as well. That I have grown up with as I was a kid, and it's been an incredible show. Bleach, Hellsing. I could keep going for ages, but back to your question, my favourite is One Piece, all round. Okay, so let's mix things up a bit. Let's do a tier list, shall we? So, hope you can see this when I click it. Am I getting in the way? I think. Yeah, I'm in the way of the scores here. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can. Yeah, that's better. Gonna move me across, so then you can see everything. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures are fantastic. Right, so let me just make sure you can see this okay. I think you can. Okay, so I have. We'll do a Marvel tier list, okay? We'll do a live Marvel tier list. So I have got, for the scores, I have got marvelous, very good, good, average, bad, and just stop. Just stop it. It's bad. Okay. Now, I'm going to go through. I don't think all the Marvel films are on here. I think a good majority of them are, but luckily the ones that are probably awful are not on there. So that saves me time. Saves me time not having to put. It's fine. Is the camera in the way now, Skelly? I moved it across so it wasn't in the way of. Hang on. What is that? Oh, here we go. There we go. Is that better? Is that better, Skelly? Once I've got the word, I shall start. Okay, great. So let's begin. Oh, and when I've done this, Skelly, and whoever else is in at the minute, hello and welcome to my channel. I'm about to do a tier list for Marvel and to see what I think is the best and the worst of Marvel. Feel free to put your comments if you agree or disagree with whatever I've put in the order that I do. So here we go. Okay, so we're going to start with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, I enjoyed this film. I do. The only problem that I have with Guardians is Drax. The only reason why I have a problem with Drax is because in the comics, he's called Drax the Destroyer for a reason. He was literally created for the sole purpose of destroying Thanos. And there's a comic where he literally punches a hole in Thanos' chest, pulls his heart out. And in the films, he is an absolute joke of a character. All he does is he makes people laugh. That's it. That's all he does. He's actually quite useless in general. He's weak. Yeah. Anyway, I'm ranting too much about that. The film itself, I really enjoyed. So I'm going to put that as very good. Ant-Man. Ant-Man, actually, I did quite enjoy. It was pretty good. I was a bit iffy about it at first, but yeah, it was good. Avengers: Age of Ultron, probably the weakest Avengers, but I still enjoyed certain aspects of it. Ultron was not as good as I wanted him to be, basically. Not as good as the comics. Not that dark, evil, cold-hearted, psychopathic robot that I wanted him to be. He was too human, but. Yeah, it's way too many jokes in it as well, all round. I'm going to put that as average. First Avengers film, love it. Very good. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Again, that's in the same as Ant-Man. I thought it was good. Black Panther. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. What an absolute travesty that was. Do you know what? I thought it was good. I didn't think it was as amazing as everyone thought it was. I enjoyed it, but I didn't. As I said, I didn't like adore it or love it. I just thought it was good. Captain America, the First Avenger. Mixing between these two. I'd say it was pretty average. Even though I love Captain America, but yeah. Civil War. Marvelous. Yeah, Civil War was brilliant. I loved it. I hate the fact that it pitted Cap against Iron Man. But yeah, all round it was a really, really good film. Captain Marvel. Good. I enjoyed certain aspects of it. I did think that she was really shoehorned into the film, into sort of Endgame. Like, it was quickly like, right, let's get her film out the way, and let's quickly throw her into just Endgame just for the sake of it, just so she can help out a lot. Thor: The Dark World, just stop. Just don't. Just no. It was bad. It was really bad. Doctor Strange, very good. I actually really enjoyed Doctor Strange, and I can't wait for his next film. Let's just go back to the. Yeah, my God, that CGI in the last fight, it was like a PlayStation 2 game. Jesus Christ. Avengers Endgame, that's obviously marvellous. Thor Ragnarok, very good. Really, really, really enjoyed Ragnarok. First Guardians of the Galaxy, I would say it's very good as well. That was sort of up there with the number 2. They were both sort of as good as each other. The Incredible Hulk. Going between bad and average here. I like the fight between him and Abomination. That was pretty cool. But the rest was a bit naff. Do you know what? I'll just say average. Iron Man 3, that was good. I quite enjoyed Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2, bad. Didn't enjoy Iron Man 2 really. First Iron Man, very good. Really enjoyed that. Infinity War, marvellous, obviously. Spider-Man Far From Home, very good. I really enjoyed Far From Home. Homecoming, I would say good. I enjoyed that too. The first Thor, I would say average. And Captain America Winter Soldier, I would say it's marvellous. Not just because I'm a Captain America fan, but because all round it was just an absolute masterpiece. It was fantastic. Really, really good film. So yeah. So that's my list. Would you agree with most of that, or is there anything that you disagree with? What do you think? Let me know. Okay, well, that's fair then. I was expecting a backlash or something. That's good. I'm glad you agree with them. Right. Let's see what we've got next. Another question from Kill Dill 1. I get it. What film am I most looking forward to next? Ooh, interesting one. Do you know when the trailer for Dune came out, or Dune, however the hell you want to say it, I don't know. That was amazing. I thought that trailer looked absolutely fantastic. And the fact that you put Pink Floyd a track in it as well just finished it off for me. It looks brilliant, and I'm so excited to go and see that. So yeah, that's one, I'd say. The new Bond looks really good. I don't like the fact that there's two 007s now. There's only one, but hey, well, it doesn't matter. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's still going to be great anyway. And the new Kingsman film. That's been pushed back a lot. That looks fantastic as well. So yeah, I'd say those are my sort of three most anticipated films. The new Wonder Woman, I guess I don't care too much for it, but it looks pretty good, and I'll still go and see it, and we'll see what it's like. So yeah, I put Captain Marvel in bad. Honestly, it felt kind of rushed. She was way too powerful for me to be all that interesting. Yeah, I get what you mean about Captain Marvel. As I said, I thought she was shoehorned in to Endgame. I mean, she still kind of got her ass handed to her by Thanos when he kind of blew her away with the stone. But yeah, she was just there. She just came in out of nowhere, destroyed the ship. When, to be honest, Scarlet Witch could literally have killed Thanos on her own. Everyone saw it. Like, she is the most powerful Avenger. There's no competition there. Like, she literally had him in the air, and she was crushing him. She was absolutely just demolishing him. If he hadn't have called down that barrage from the sky, like, yeah, he'd be dead, and she'd be the one that killed him. So yeah, I did kind of like it when Captain Marvel was like grabbing the gauntlet, and he tried to headbutt her, and then she just looked at him just like, what? And what? So yeah, that was good. And Brie Larson is not a very nice person either. I'm sure you've probably seen interviews and stuff with that. It could have. I try not to let the fact that if I don't like an actor or actress get in the way. Try not to let that get in the way of who they sort of portray. I don't know. Brie Larson's just a little bit toxic. I just don't like her. And I say that, but then, like, Tom Cruise is an absolute weirdo, and he's into Scientology and all that weird stuff. But yeah, I think he's great in his films, especially Mission Impossibles. They're fantastic. Like, he does all his own stunts. In interviews and stuff, he seems like a nice guy, but if you're into Scientology, you're a bit odd. Let's just have a look at... Scientology. You're a bit odd. Let's just have a look at... Right. I was just making sure that it was working on there. Okay, so... I think I may need to wrap it up here, actually. It wasn't... Well, I say I was hoping for more people, but I did kind of throw it out very sort of out of the blue to say that I was going live when I probably should have done it earlier. So I didn't expect many people to kind of be not busy, you know, to just kind of come in and talk to me. But I feel maybe I could do one or two more questions, maybe. We'll do one more question and then we'll call it. Sorry, it just said that the stream had cut off then. I wasn't too sure what happened. Yeah, we play classic rock. So like AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Queen, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Motorhead. There's so many different bands that we cover. We're also on YouTube as well, Kicking Up Dust. Kicking without the G. But yeah, we are on there and we play a lot of stuff. Obviously, we've had to cancel all of our gigs this year, unfortunately, due to COVID, which is really crap. And I miss gigging so much. I really do. But yes, Blade Drummer is a play on words for both the fact that I really love Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049, and also the fact that I'm a drummer, so that's how I came up with the name. So yeah. Okay. What are your Game of the Year contenders for 2020? Do you know what? I only have one, and it's not even out yet, which is Cyberpunk. And I think Cyberpunk is going to be on a different league to everything else that's come out this year. There was Last of Us Part 2 that, technical-wise, it was a masterpiece. Story-wise, not so much. Didn't enjoy it as much as other people did, and obviously there was a lot of backlash about it, but I just didn't enjoy it. Simple as, really. But Cyberpunk is going to be on another level of how fantastic it is. They probably shouldn't have shown as much gameplay as they've done. I haven't watched any of it. I've literally seen the trailer. I saw Keanu Reeves, which is amazing, and I was like, right, I'm going to get this. And it's Doom Eternal is honestly, that will be in there. That will be in the contenders. I guarantee it. But I know that Cyberpunk is going to win. I could honestly have a big bet on the fact that Cyberpunk will win this. Because Project Red, whatever they do, it's just brilliant. Like especially after Witcher 3, which was just insane and an incredible game. Since then, and now they're making another game like it, but a more sort of futuristic game. Yeah, I think it's going to be that. But Doom Eternal was incredible as well. I absolutely smashed that game so much, and it was so much fun. The music, and I'm a big metalhead as well, so listening to the music in Doom was just fantastic. Really, really was. So I'd probably say Doom, Cyberpunk, and Last of Us 2, but Cyberpunk will win it. I bet you they'll win it. Okay, so let's see if we can do another question. Let's see if I can find any more questions from people. I have like a list of them. I'm just picking ones at random now. Okay, so Nerdy Nomicon, he's actually asked me a few questions. One of them is, how do you get your hair on point? I don't know. Is it on point? All it is, mate, is some wax, slick the hair back across. It just kind of naturally goes. I mean, you do have to do a little bit with it. This is a random question, but hey, hairspray to hold it, done. Job done. That's it. Long-term goals for YouTube. I've said this before. I said this sort of near to the beginning of the live. But what I want to initially do is get to 1,000 subscribers. Now, to me, 1,000 subscribers feels like a pipe dream. And being at 200 is just something I never thought possible. But I want to get to 1,000, and I want to get a nice group of followers who, you know, you can all chat amongst each other, and that's like 1,000 people who support you no matter what you do, and you know that they're always behind you, that they've got your back no matter what happens. I've seen it with so many other YouTubers who have a really good following, and anyone that posts anything bad on their page or in the comments, everyone just attacks them. And that's kind of what I want, really. Yes, I would like to do this as a job, you know, to be something that's full time. I think if you call your job a job, then I don't think that you love it, because a job isn't exactly a fun word, you know. And yeah, I would just like to get paid. I mean, you need to get quite a lot more subscribers than 1,000 to get any kind of decent money whatsoever. But yeah, to even get to 1,000 would just be crazy. I would be overwhelmed. I really would be overwhelmed with that. Hey, I was happy with 200, so. But I'm intending to go for more. And I just looked and I got an extra 2 subscribers from someone else. So now I'm on 203. I wasn't 201 before when I said about me getting 200. So yeah, I've started climbing up the 200 chain now and getting to 300. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a long trip, but it's a trip that I'm going to enjoy all the way through because I love doing what I do, and that's the main thing. So yeah. So to sum up, 1,000 subscribers is my main target, and obviously we'll see beyond there if I ever get there. And to have a nice close-knit group of followers and supporters, which would mean a lot. Oh, thank you, Skelly. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you staying here throughout the whole thing. I've seen people sort of come and go, but I can't see who's actually in the chat. There must be a way to do so, but I'm kind of new to the whole streaming live stuff, so I can't check. But yeah. So yeah. But I do appreciate your support. Anyone else? Let's see what we got. Oh, hello, Daryl. I've been listening in, but listening why I clean. I'm thinking you mean while you clean? I don't know, maybe. Okay, so next question is from Steel Guys 01, who asks, what TV series have you been watching and what is your favourite? Well, thank you for your question, Steel. At this point, I have kind of been spamming Suits on Netflix. Now, Suits is fantastic. It's a really, really good series that I would highly recommend for people to watch. That's probably the main one I've been watching, to be fair. If I'm not watching Suits, then I'm always going on YouTube to watch other people's stuff. A lot of the people who I mentioned in the beginning as my favourite YouTubers, I'm always looking to see updates from them. Oh, I do watch KSI as well. And obviously he's pretty huge. But yeah, so to answer your question, Steele, I've been watching Suits mainly, and what was I watching before that? Oh, I have been watching Vikings as well. Vikings is brilliant too. Again, another series that I would recommend. And I'm watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, which is, as always, just very good. I just watch random bits here and there about anything and everything, to be honest with you. I still watch other review channels, just to kind of keep up to date. I guess one of the things that's annoying is that usually in America, because they get everything first before us, they're kind of always first on the scene in regards to reviews. So they watch stuff and then they can put it all out, whereas I'm in England, obviously, so I don't get to watch it first. Therefore, they've already had their chance to put however many people in America are reviewers, quite a lot, I think, on there. So by the time that I've done mine, it doesn't get much of a look. Now, I'm already at a disadvantage anyway, being new, and there's a lot of review channels, so it's not great. Not great when you know that so many other people have already done it, and you can't watch that film or whatever because it's not out in your country yet. I know there's streaming and stuff that I probably should do maybe to get ahead, because you can obviously, whatever's in America, you can probably stream here and watch it without waiting for it to sort of come out. Probably should do that. But hey, it is what it is, to be fair. So yeah. But I still do it anyway. And there's still a good, 200-300 people that still watch my review videos. So there's still some people that want to watch it, even though there's so many other much bigger review channels out there. And yeah, I have to try and stand out, which is why I do the skits. Yeah, I appreciate that, Daryl, I do. Yeah, with the skits, I always intend to... I mean, recently, my skits haven't been as sort of adventurous as they have been before. I mean, if you look... Probably my most adventurous skit would probably be my Last of Us 2 or Last of Us Part 2 skit, where I go outside into a forest and I do a specific skit. And if you haven't seen that yet, Skelly, I would recommend going and watch it and let me know what you think. The best skits I've probably done would be The Last of Us Part 2, the Pokemon one, the Mandalorian series review, and the Rise of Skywalker series review as well. And maybe the Knives Out one as well. I believe the Knives Out skit is another one for sure. So check all those out if you want to. I'm just telling you which ones are my favourites and which ones I think that you guys should check out. Everyone who's in here, everyone who's watching, those are the ones that I think you should check out anyway. But I will start doing stuff a bit more adventurous, because the last kind of ones I've done have literally been skits, but here, while I've been sat here, and I've done, I have enjoyed them, and I thought they were still pretty good. But I need to just get off my arse and do bigger and better ones, basically, and that's always what I'm trying to achieve. especially in my reviews in general, is getting bigger and better and improving on everything that I do. A lot of it is down to equipment as well, which is money. The thing is, like, right, and people have said this quite a few times, because I've put my videos out on Reddit for people to watch, and people in Reddit, they are brutally honest, which I love, because I want people to tell me that this part of my video sucks, or you need to improve on this video. I know there's quite a few people who I know that if I show, they almost not want to tell me that it's bad, or tell me that something specific's bad, or can't point it out. Either way, if I put it on Reddit, someone will tell me that it's bad. Someone. Not the whole video, just certain parts that maybe could be cleaned up just a bit. But yeah. The one thing that most people have said to me is, you need to do something about your background, because this is too distracting. Because behind me is my bed, and I am looking to get a green screen to cover all of this, and to just have something random in the background. I'm not too sure what yet, but I will be having something in the background, just to make things a bit more interesting, So yeah, I'll be doing that. And then obviously camera wise, I think my camera's fine in the right light, but I would like a better camera, that's for sure. My webcam is only like 720p, but I'd like it to be 1080p, just because I like better quality. That's it. I just want the better quality so people can see me in the best quality possible. Oh, Nerdynomicon. Hey, it's good to have you on board, my man. Yeah, so Skelly, this Nerdynomicon was the guy that I was telling you about. It's one of the guys that I look up to, and he does amazing analysis on films, stuff that honestly, if you watch, you'll be like, wow, I never thought that way about that film. And he's a guy I'll be doing a podcast with as well. So honestly, go and check him out. And I swear you'll enjoy his videos. Like, he's just a fantastic YouTuber, very knowledgeable, and very likable man. Yeah, I do have a good camera on my phone scale. It's just I need to get something that maybe attaches to my laptop and then just holds my phone here. But yeah, I will be getting a new phone soon actually, so I'll look into that, especially camera wise, or video wise anyway. Yeah, the podcast, I'm really looking forward to the podcast. I've wanted to do one for ages, and Nerdynomicon is a very busy man, and I appreciate that, and it's going to be worth the wait. It really is, because we both have a lot to talk about, because we both are big lovers of film, and yeah, and this is going to be a really good podcast. So, and then as I said, I'll probably be making my own podcast called Bladecast, probably more than likely, and then I'll be having him on my podcast, and we'll go back and forth. And then obviously there's big things coming up in regards to something that Nerdynomicon has planned for the future that I will be a part of, that I'm really looking forward to. But watch this space is all I can say, because there's some good things coming up that I'm really looking forward to being a part of, and I can't wait to get my work out there and have other people see it. I think that's one thing that, like, without sounding like big-headed or arrogant, I honestly think that if if someone, say a big YouTuber, had my video or went to see my video, I have faith in my videos, in my reviews, that they could what do you call it, advertise my channel to people, and that people would enjoy it. I think that it's one of those like things that I'm just gutted that it's not enough. It's not out there enough for more people to see, you know. And clearly, the ones that do see it clearly think it's worth their time. So it's I'd love for it to get out more and for more people to see it, you know. I just got to wait for the YouTube algorithm just to go, oh, hello, let's just pick you up and we'll plonk you there. And there you go, now more people can see you. And then we'll ride the wave from there on out. So yeah, it's great. Jesus Christ, we're coming up to 2 hours now. Okay. Nerdynomicon, I don't know if you were there when when I answered your questions. I don't think you were. This will still be up on YouTube. You can watch it afterwards. I can't remember when I did ask. All I said was, when he said about my hair, all I said was, I don't feel like it's like on point all the time. Like it's just waxed through the hair and it just kind of falls in line, I guess. Sometimes it can be a real bitch. But yeah, just wax through the hair, slick back, and then just a bit of spray. You're good to go. And then also, when you said about no, it's fine, man. Honestly, I mean, I've been answering questions, and I did a tier list for the Marvel films. But pretty much, it's only been about 2 people that have stayed with me for the 2 hours, so it's not been like a huge thing that you've missed out on. I don't suit hats. Nerdy. Okay, I just don't. So I don't wear them, and plus my hair's fine at the minute. Once I start balding, and my hairline starts going all fuck. Almost swore there. Once my hairline starts going all messed up, I will maybe wear a cap. Maybe I'll consider wearing one. But for now, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah. See, that's another thing. You know, when I try not to swear as much in my my videos. Like, I can say things like crap, or maybe bitch. Nothing too harsh, because I want it to be as, I guess, as family friendly as possible. And so I want more people to be able to come in and watch me, rather than just me. If I was just swearing all the time, I doubt I would get as many people in and watching me. I don't know, maybe not. You see people who have hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers who swear their heads off throughout a lot of it, and they still have loads of people that watch them. So I don't know, man. I just try and keep it down to a minimum. But yeah, if I got bigger, there was more people watching me, maybe I would swear more. I don't know. The problem is that when the camera's not on me, I swear a lot. Like, I do it a lot. That is a problem. So when I'm on here, it's hard to hold it in, but I can do it. It's fine. But yeah, I guess I try to be as family friendly as possible. It doesn't always work, but I try. That's the main thing. I try. But yeah, and Nerdynomicon, in your other thing when you said about what's my long-term goals on YouTube, and as Skelly's probably getting sick of this now because I've said this about 2 or 3 times now. But I want to get to like 1,000 subs. That's my main goal at the minute. Obviously, when I get to that point, I'll move on forward. But I want to get like a close, tight-knit group of followers and supporters who will talk to each other, and they've always got my back. And it's just nice to have that community. You know, I want to build a community around myself who support me and I can chat with, and they can be like my friends, and it'll be a good time, you know? And that's what I want to get. That's my goal at the minute, is 1,000 subs and a good community, basically. To cut a long story short, Frodo does it. There's a rubbish joke there. Right. I think I may have to call it quits soon. 2 hours. Jesus Christ. Right. Let's find another question someone's been asking me. Yeah, I haven't really used Discord a lot. Used it a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't feel like a lot of people would join me on there at the minute. Yeah, I guess there's a part of me that's a bit disappointed because, I mean, I'm disappointed, but I also understand, you know? I mean, I've been on for 2 hours and I've had the best part of 2-3 people watching me. And gathered, I am so grateful for Skelly, who's been with me since the beginning, basically. Well, since the beginning of this live, anyway. And that's fantastic. And obviously you've just come on now, which is a shame. It's a shame you weren't here from the beginning, but I'm not having a go. That's just me saying it's a shame you couldn't have been on. But you're a busy man. You're in America. Time difference is crazy. So, got it. But yeah, that's always a problem. But yeah, I guess there's always a part of me that would want more people involved. But the thing is, when I came in and I said I was doing this, it was very last moment. So I am 100% okay with the fact that this is how it is. Just disappointed there's not more people, I guess. I'm disappointed that there's more people that don't have lives. I don't even know what the fuck. Oh, see, I swore again. And I couldn't help that. That just came out. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about now. I really do appreciate it, Skelly. I appreciate you being with me for this time. Yeah, of course, Nerdy. I mean, it's a Saturday. You've got kids. You're a busy man, obviously, and it's absolutely fine. To even have double figures in a live chat would have been great, because once the chat really gets going, and you know, sometimes, I mean, geez, when you get to the people that have over 10,000 subs, 100,000 subs, and their chats just go, and honestly, you can't answer everyone because so many people are messaging you. You kind of have to pick whatever you can see on the screen at that given point, which is good and bad, because it means that you can't sort of talk to your whole community at once. You can't answer everyone's questions at once, and they kind of have to super chat you in order for you to actually answer that specific question. Hi, Brooke. I never actually spoke to you before, but I've seen you with Nerdynomicon in some of your videos, and I think you are both fantastic at what you do with your reviews, and I could watch your videos all day when you guys chat to each other about films. Honestly, you're both very talented people. And I'm really looking forward to working more with your husband, who is a very, very talented creator. But yeah. What else have we got here? Okay. I think before I go, I'm going to finish off with a tier list. One more tier list. It'll be a shortish one. So a question that goes out to anyone who's in here at the minute. Have you seen Star Wars? It's probably a silly question because you probably will have. Have you seen all of the Star Wars films? Like, from A New Hope all the way to Rise of Skywalker? Because if you have, then this tier list will be good. If you haven't, then there'd be no point in me doing it. And we'll do that in 1 second. I will be right back. Actually, no. Actually, no, I'm fine for now. So the spin-offs. Okay. Nerdynomicon, I'm sure you've seen the Star Wars films. So, let's get into this. Right. So the Star Wars tier list. Here we go. Now I know you can see this because obviously, Skelly, you were fine with the last one. So we've got The Force is Strong is the top one. Very good. Good, average, bad, awful. I was thinking about have the awful one as Jar Jar Binks, but it's yeah. Really unfair on the actor, by the way, who sort of voiced him and portrayed him, because he got so much crap for it, and it's not his fault. It's the writer's fault. Like, he was reading a script, he was doing his job, but he was bullied, cyberbullied so much that he almost killed himself because of it. And that is absolutely horrific, to think that people would give that much crap to someone just because they were doing their job, just because they were reading words off a goddamn script, and you want to drive someone to suicide because of it when it wasn't their fault at all. It's the same with quite a few other actors, actually, that have been given a lot of crap from fans who are not happy with the character. It baffles me, honestly. I really cannot stand these people. Anyway, let's get on to the tier list. So, if you agree or disagree with me, whack it in the comments. And then we'll see. So, we will start off with episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Bad. I really didn't like 2 at all. 2 was the worst of the prequels by far. It was boring. Even the Yoda fight with Dooku was a little bit bad. I know it's all cool to see Yoda not, walking so slow anymore, and then he suddenly flips around like an absolute mental case. smacking Dooku about, but yeah, it didn't do anything. I don't know, it wasn't that great. Empire Strikes Back, of course, that's The Force is Strong, 100%, one of the best sequels of all time. God damn it. Why do this to me now? Okay, so the new Star Wars films. Do you know what? Like, Force Awakens, I'm going to put good. It had so much potential, and they really built it up to be a great film. Or a great franchise, even. A great trilogy. There was definitely so much potential with the characters. Especially... oh my god. Finn's character. Someone who used to be a stormtrooper, turned into a rebel. It was so cool, but they ruined it. They absolutely ruined it because his character just became someone who just went woo all the time and shouted Rey about 1 million goddamn times. So yeah, that wasn't cool. Completely ruined his character. But yeah, let's go to the next one. Oh, The Last Jedi. Bad. Actually, do you know what? It was pretty awful. I'm sorry, it just was. It really... No. Just, no, it's naughty. Naughty. God damn it, Kathleen. What are you playing at, huh? Of course, I mean, I'll put all the first Star Wars into The Force is Strong because they're all great. Do you know what? Episode 1 of Phantom Menace, I'll put as good. I know a lot of people hated on it so much, but honestly, what made up the whole film was what, in my opinion, is the best lightsaber fight to ever grace Star Wars. Just Darth Maul against Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. I mean, the music, the cinematics, the choreography. Oh my god, it was so intense and just incredible. Incredible films. Incredible fight, sorry. Pod racing was pretty cool as well. The rest was a bit, pretty naff. But that lightsaber fight made Darth Maul like my favourite Star Wars villain like ever. I know obviously there's Darth Vader and he's badass and whatnot, but Darth Maul is just such a stylish, awesome bad guy. He was just so cool. I wanted to see more of him, I really did. And he died in such a poor way too. There's no way he'd let Obi-Wan jump over him like that and just watch him. Just be like, and then just cut him in half. What's that about? When you go to Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and literally Obi-Wan says, I have the high ground, as we all know. And Anakin literally tries to jump up in the air and try and do literally the same move that Obi-Wan tried to do to Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan just cuts him down. That's what Darth Maul should have done. It just cut him as he flipped over him. I'm sorry, I'm getting into too much into that now, ranting about that. Anyway, yes, so that's what turns it into a good. If there was not that lightsaber fight and it was nowhere near as good, it'd be average or bad, basically. Return of the Jedi, I'll put that. Force is Strong as well. Rogue One, I really, really enjoyed Rogue One. That's going to go in very good. Revenge of the Sith. Oh, do you know what? Like, that's a toughie. Do you know what? I'll say very good. There were particular parts that I really enjoyed about it. But yeah. Solo, average, if not bad. I really did not like the Solo film. And the guy who was Solo, I can't remember what his name is, didn't feel like Solo. Like, didn't feel like Han Solo whatsoever. Just, I don't know, lacked the personality. Meh, I don't know, just wasn't right. What I don't get was in the trailer for Han Solo, they showed a trailer for it, and there was a part where it seemed like Chewie was about to die. And I was like, why are you showing this? This is a prequel. We know Chewie doesn't die. Why do you have to show this to make people like, oh my god, is Chewie going to die? That's pointless. Take that bit out and just, yeah, put something else in to replace it. Don't show me anything that we know doesn't happen. Morons. Anyway. Rise of Skywalker. Bad. The only reason why I'm not putting it in awful was because Rise of Skywalker looks fantastic. Everything about it just looks amazing, and they really did put a lot of effort into that. But the story was bad. It was rushed. I could talk about this for days, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to put it there, and I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to know my full opinion on Rise of Skywalker, watch my Rise of Skywalker review, and also did a funny skit at the beginning as well. Watch my full opinion on that, and you'll see what I think about it, because I don't want to talk about this anymore. But yeah, so that right there, take a little look, is my thoughts on the Star Wars films. So what do you think? I can't see your comments right now, so I'm going to come to a few, I'd imagine. Okay. So just take a look at that now. Would you say that you agree with me on these? And if not, why? Because I'm curious now, because obviously Star Wars is a very testy subject. I don't know, especially with the new films. Some people loved them, a lot hated them. It's pretty touchy. I don't know. I think that's pretty good considering, Rise of Skywalker probably would, as I said, would be an awful, but it just looked brilliant. There was a lot of effort put into that, so that just about put it into bad. But story-wise, awful. Last of the Jedi was just pure garbage. Nerdynomicon, I don't know if you're still about, mate. What did you think? I think Rogue One goes into good, not very good. Yeah, I'd honestly say you're not missing much if you don't watch Solo. Like, it wasn't great. it just wasn't great. But yeah, honestly, watch the Rise of Skywalker review, and you'll probably agree with most of it if you thought it was garbage, to be fair. And you might enjoy this skit as well. Those are probably my favourite skits, the Star Wars ones, because I did a skit for The Mandalorian, which is fantastic. It's finally like Disney and Star Wars finally actually doing something right by Star Wars with The Mandalorian. So excited for the second series. I did a review for the first series of Mandalorian, and I did a skit for that. And then the Rise of Skywalker is my sequel skit to it as well. So yeah, you could watch both of those if you want to. Right, 2 hours 20. Jeez. Okay, I think I'm going to call it a day there. Thank you so much to everyone who's stayed in here with me, especially to Skelly and Nerdonomicon for coming in but still supporting me. Daryl, who was in as well, who was just had me on in the background, but that's fine. You're still supporting. I'm still there, still talking to you. Look forward to more of my reviews in the future. I will be generally releasing one every Sunday, so keep an eye out for something new every week, and also keep an eye out for the podcast. Really looking forward to doing that soon. That will be happening soon, I hope. Just waiting on Nerdonomicon to stop being busy, and then we'll get on with it. But yeah, especially Skelly, you've been with me since I started this live, so thank you so much for your support. It does mean a lot. And I'm sure, yeah, as I said, if you want to go back to my other reviews that you haven't seen before, to watch the skits, etc., that'd be amazing. I really hope you do enjoy them, and I hope you do enjoy my future reviews. But yeah, that's going to be me done for now. To everyone who's in here, thank you. I will be doing another Q&A soon at some point, I'm not sure. Maybe when I get to 300 or maybe before, and I'll make sure people know in advance so they can easily come in. Might get more people in this time. Yeah, thank you all for your support. I hope you guys have a lovely evening, wherever you are. Nerdonomicon, I hope you have a good afternoon/evening, as that's probably what the time is there now. But yeah, you guys take care.